So this is Melissa from Leica Radio, and today we are here with Asim Chaudhry and Jeff Mirza. They're going to be talking to us about the brand new film, What's Love Got to Do With It? So Asim, first of all, I love your work. I think you're hilarious. When I go on a BA flight, I think I see your face first, and that's the only reason why I pay attention to the safety videos. And in this film, you play a matchmaker, which really brings that same sort of characteristics out. How important do you still think it is for a matchmaker in this current day?
I don't think it's that important. I mean, I think it's the matchmakers are everywhere now, whether it's Tinder or Instagram. I mean, they're doing all the matchmaking. But I mean, this matchmaker I play is more of a conventional, I guess, type. He's more of an opportunist, a bit dodgy. He's like a halal pimp, So he's like, marriage is big business in our community. So he's got a saying that says "Mo marriage, Mo money." So and his name's Mo. So yeah, it was very fun, but I don't think they're essential. But don't tell Mo that. You're gonna talk him out of the job.
Upset him a little bit.
Yeah.
And what about you, Jeff? What do you think about matchmakers these days?
I think there's they call themselves marriage bureaus.
Yeah, marriage bureaus. Yeah.
Marriage bureau, matchmakers.
The bureau.
The bureau. Yeah.
French.
FBI.
MBI.
Yeah. MI6. Match.
We will find you your wife. Don't worry.
Find your 16-year-old. We will find a 16-year-old for you. Yeah.
No, 18.
18, yeah, of course.
Just change that.
Keep it halal.
We'll keep it legal.
Yeah. But
right country.
Yeah.
Marriage is important. I mean, I've actually gone and done stand-up comedy shows where I've asked people, when were you married? How old were you when you married? And I met one guy. It's a true story in Sheffield, and he said. So everyone's like, when were you married? How old are you? 16. How old are you? 14. It went further and further. The further north you went in the UK, the lower the age was. Like Bradford was like 8. I was married when I was 8.
Cut that bit out.
No, and then I met one guy. He goes, you know what? I was married before I was born. He was so proud.
He was just trying to one up.
No, he was like, no, because my mother and father had promised me to someone who. I said, yeah, but what happens if you, grow up and you didn't like it? No, I was promised, and I had to marry her. And I said, were you happy? Yes,
wow.
Very
married
happy.
Before I was born.
I said, where's she now? She's in Pakistan. I said, okay. I said, so she's over there, you're over here. Yes, that's the way it should be. So, but I had been on a few dates. I mentioned this on some other interviews. I've been on a few dates. In the past, obviously not right now. I'm very happily married. Darling, me, this would never happen.
Just in case she watches this.
Yeah, please, me, I'm very good. But I've been married a couple of times. So I have been on a few dates, computer date they used to call it, and there were some nightmare scenarios where people who I thought were looking for spouses were actually married. So I will say to people who are looking for a person to marry, make sure they're not already married.
Yeah.
Because this does happen.
So I feel you've answered my next question, but some feel arranged marriages are outdated, but as we see in the film, they're not completely outdated. What advice would you give someone embarking on this journey?
So wait, what's the question?
What advice would you give someone embarking on the journey of arranged marriage?
Of arranged marriage?
Yeah.
Well, I think,
just like we do on any journey, get yourself a full tank of petrol, whatever, charge up your, phone.
Yeah. The thing is, arranged marriage, I think that's what in the film, it's not really, it shows you that arranged marriage is not really like a proper arranged marriage. There's like, I think if you're embarking on a journey of a proper arranged marriage, then I don't think you have too much say about the destination because it's arranged for you. You have to agree, obviously, but there's things like assisted marriage, which we talk about in the movie, and love marriage. So I think one thing you have to do on any of those journeys, you have to be happy. That's the main thing. That's the key. What we're all trying to get is pursuit of happiness, right? So if an arranged marriage makes you happy, have an arranged marriage. If an assisted marriage makes you happy, have an assisted marriage. If a love marriage makes you happy, have a love marriage. But the key thing is, are you happy? And you have to be honest with yourself.
What's in there, what makes you... Some people, a family member of mine, I won't say who, was like, he had an arranged marriage, and he was like, I said, what do you feel? It's all right, it'll be all right, isn't it? And that was his attitude.
Was he a white geezer?
No, he wasn't. But he was like...
Bob getting arranged marriage?
He was like...
Yeah, I don't know, mate. They just told me there's a woman in Pakistan.
It's like buying a bag of chips. Like,
Went to the pub, came back, I'm married.
Yeah. And so some people, other people, like meticulous, have got like a little shopping list.
Yeah.
Ticking off things. The person they must have this, must have cuddly daughter. I don't know, whatever. They've got like a list of things, shopping list. So there's all sorts of people out there, and I mean, I know people who are so fussy that they're like, now they're naked, they're not marriageable now. Let's not talk about them because it's a bit depressing.
Yeah.
But they've been so fussy in their lives.
Spinsters.
Yeah, no, don't say that word now. But bachelorettes.
Bachelorettes.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, and the same with guys, some guys who were so whatever, they didn't get married. So, but I would recommend please marry at least once in your life.
Give it a go.
Give it a go. Try. Get married, innit? Yeah. Get yourself a nice motor. Yeah.
Now, Kaz actually says in the film he's a doctor, and the response that he gets is, you're at the top of the food chain. How important do you guys think career still is when it comes to just marriage in general?
Well, look, here's the thing, right? Obviously status is important and security is important, but if you're marrying someone just because they have a good job or a good income, I mean, what does it matter really? You know what I mean? Like, you have to love the person, you know, you have to love the soul, you know, money and looks, you know, they all go, you know, what stays is the soul. So it's like, you know, I don't think that's right. You know, I don't think you should marry for status, or, you know, when you have a connection with someone, you have a connection. You don't care what they do or what they look like.
But when
you
you
have a connection.
but if you're having an arranged marriage, you haven't got a connection with this person. I mean, let's look at the logistics of it. Someone may just come and you may just see that you might see a pretty face.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. For arranged marriage, you don't have that choice. But you know,
that's why people go for status, don't they?
Yeah.
They go, this person, I don't know this person, but he's a doctor. Okay.
Yeah. But they can be deceiving because not all doctors are nice people. And what about, you know, it could be Harold Shipman, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Dr. Kurvokian, you know?
Yeah.
No, Asim, you're not actually a matchmaker, but in the film you're a certified matchmaker. How do you feel, people looking at arranged marriages, what do you think people should take away from this film?
I think they should take away that, you know, a dialogue. You know, I think, you know, sometimes comedy can soften these hard discussions, and I think if you can laugh about a subject like arranged marriage with your parents, say if you've got Asian parents, and you can laugh about it, that can open up a discussion because it softens people. You know, it's not so much like, and just marriage in general. I think there's a huge societal pressure in all of culture, but in all society, but in our culture, there is you have to be married, especially for women. I feel for them because, you know, I've got cousins and sisters who aren't married, and, you know, they're hitting a certain age, and, you know, literally the uncles and the aunties are going like, you know, tick tock, come on, you know, oh, she's not married, she's this age. I think that kind of attitude needs to stop. You know, I don't think you need to get married. You know,
to be happy, you don't need to get married.
You don't need to get married to be happy, 100%. And don't get married for anyone else but yourself.
And don't get married if you're bored, like, you know,
I need to get married. You know,
that's like,
same thing with anything. Don't have a kid if you're bored or you feel like, you know, you just want to have it. Like, you should come out of love.
I remember once I spent a night out when I was a bit younger, and the next morning it was like, you need to get married, better. You need to get him married. And I was like, what's that got to do with?
You know what they say as well? Get them married off.
Yeah.
It's almost like discard them, married off. Listen to that way they're saying that.
Yeah.
That's
not
cool.
Just like a loose chain.
It's like you're a burden. I need to get you out of here. You know, it's like, come on,
man, it's wrong.
Yeah.
And of course, the film is all about love. So, Jeff, you've said that you're happily married, and your wife's going to watch this. So, what would you say sums up a good love story?
Well, communication is very important. We haven't spoken to each other for about a month. Communication is very important. It's very important that the person that you're with, they, you know, like, you speak the same language, literally the same language, obviously. And then you know, every now and again you give each other a hug and a cuddle, even if you haven't had a nice day with them. At the end of the day, every morning, cuddle. My wife brings a cup of tea every morning. It's like a ritual. I'm in the bed. She goes and chai cup comes, tea's like this, just as it should be. And I sort of yawn, darling, there's a cup of tea there. And that sets me up for the rest of the day. And, you know, and that's to stop me being grumpy, you know. And so we've got that little ritual. So you need to have those little things that tell her and tell me that we're okay, even if we haven't seen each other for a month, whatever. You know, things are.
Yeah, never go to sleep on an argument.
That's right.
Yeah. I've done that a few times. It's not good.
Yeah. So you just even if it's forced, if it's like. Just a quick cuddle, just something, just to sort
waiting
of
for the cuddle then.
Yeah. No, but I mean,
tease.
It's like, you know, she's angry with you, but she gives you a hard look. She's like, get off me! No, please, darling.
Yeah.
Just a sort of reassurance.
Yeah, that's
Very
great.
important,
advice.
so that a person knows that even if you had an argument or had something,
They still love you.
There's still that residual love
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
first moment you both
So-
watched Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
I do that sometimes when my wife is going off on one and we're arguing and she's flapping her arm. Sometimes I just grab her and just kiss her forehead.
Oh,
Calm down, baby.
yeah.
I said, this is all you needed, darling.
Oh.
This is all you needed.
Oh.
And she'll calm down.
Yeah,
You know?
just to be in your arms and
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
My wife calls me the bear.
Oh, nice.
And then bears like honey, bears like fish, bears like hugs.
Amazing. Thank you both so much
Fish
for
was a
joining
bit
us.
weird, but
No, but bears do. They do like salmon. The salmon's.
Thank you both for joining us today on Leica Radio. It looks like this might carry on for a while anyway, though.
Fish. No, I meant salmon.
No, I get you. It's just funny that you threw it in with honey.